In the name of Allah, I sacrifice this keyboard for DaVinci Resolve 17, corrupting my... Hey, what's up, boys? It's DJ Alice Power here. Today, we got that other package. Right before we get to this, though, just really quick update on the one bally. Has been tuned to no tap. Handles full free swing. Thing sounds great. Right, so there's that. Here's handle play. Pretty much nothing. So just wanted to give an update on that really quick. So this will be off to the side in case we need for comparison's sake. I have my replicant here for comparison as well. So got that. I got oil ready this time, which I didn't last time. Hardware to replace pivots, screwdriver. So we're good to go. So this right here is the Chimera clone. So let's get right into that. Give us no time. Okay, that's a different pouch than we got last time. Last time we got one of those typical nylon pouches. This time we got a little more of a heavy-duty nylon pouch. Extra, you know, usuals, bushings, washers, pivots. So, the typical. Just put that off to the side for now. Of course, we get our usual T8 with it as well, my T8 torch driver. Put that to the side. Now time for the grand unveiling. So I got the red training, and ooh, does that look good? Feels a little slick. I don't think it's because the aluminum. It feels a little oily almost. So I'm just gonna wipe it off with my shirt and see if that does anything. I think it's just very slick aluminum. So tight latch, that's good. It should have that same functionality. It does indeed have the same functionality. It's a little loose when you put it in there. I don't know if you can see it like rattles a little bit. You can see that it moves. It's not super tight, but that's alright. First flip and, okay. Tap. A little bit of tap. So there's a few things that I'm noticing already. The inside of the G10 on the liners is a little sharp. I can definitely feel it catching my finger as I'm doing fans. It's not super bad, but it is something you will notice if you do get this clone or if you already have it. It's pretty neutral. It's ever so slightly blade biased. It almost feels like the same bounce as my rep, but it doesn't have that same momentum that you do with rollovers. Because these spacers are the aluminum ones, which honestly, very good decision instead of doing the steel ones. However, I do think titanium would have been the play, but it's understandable considering this is at a $45 price point. So, I don't have a problem with that. Very understandable. Let's see if we can crank down on these pivots, though. Let's see. Alright, they're now both cranked, and, ooh. Oversized. Okay. Major plus. Major plus. Handle play's looking pretty good. Alright, let's get to oiling this thing. Very curious to see how it sounds with oil and how it feels with oil. Because at the moment I'm getting that typical out-of-the-box clone feel with it being super dry and scratchy. So, quick thing about clones. You do in fact want to over-lube them when you first get them. Just to make up for the fact that they are completely dry with no from factory lube. It will dissipate. Oh, not a fucking hand. Oh, there's so much oil. Alright, and we're back. Call me crazy, but that actually sounds pretty good. Still a little bit of tap. A little bit on the bite. It's mostly on the safe. Shit. Sorry for going silent. I just want to kind of listen to the acoustics and the fine dining of sound. First impressions, though, honestly, feels pretty good. I can tell you, I would go for the original, the One Bally instead of that, just due to it being more neutral, more beginner friendly with the balance. I don't think beginners really want to use a blade bias / blade heavy knife. The more I'm flipping it, the more I'm realizing that there really isn't any back weight, like at all. Even with the latch still being on there, there is like none. All of the weight is in the blade, which is something I was a little afraid of when I was first looking at it. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I think this is more for someone who's already been in the community for a little bit, couple months, really wants to try different balances. You know, this can give you a good idea of like the pros and cons of having blade bias, because man, does this thing fan. These are some sloppy flips today. God damn. You get the idea, though. It's good. The rattling of the latch, I'm not a fan of. There is actually washers in it that I'm seeing. There's a very stiff way to get it in there and out of there, though. Like, that's a lot of force you gotta put to get it out. Might have to oil the latch. Trying to think. I'm going to try taking it off really quick and maybe seeing if the balance is really that much worse. Shit. Well, I dropped it, so...
Shut up, cripple!
Latch has been taken off. I dropped it, so I kind of lost the fucking washers for the latch for a second there, but found them. Here's the sound without the latch. Yeah, that definitely sounds really, really good. Not exactly one-to-one with a real Chimera, but definitely very, very good. It does have that same type of, like, how would you describe that? Thockiness, I guess? I guess thockiness would be the right word. Like a heavier, deeper tone. And still very bouncy. Yeah, no, this is really good. For thickness, let's go over thickness comparison. Here's a replicant compared to it. So the thickness is definitely on par with the real Chimera. The real Chimera is a bit thicker than a replicant. So this is looking about the same. In terms of the trainer blade, the cuts do look a lot cleaner. There's a couple of them that'll have a little bit of marks on them. They're not super clean cuts. However, most of them do look a lot better than, let's say, the Kraken clone or the Triton clone, things like that. The cuts are definitely a lot cleaner and a lot more high quality. Again, in regards to the balance, it's pretty neutral with ever so slight blade bias. It doesn't really have any weight in the rear, so rollovers aren't extremely sticky. Sorry, I'm awful at 0 Gs, so I have to fucking go talk like a retard when I do them. But, I mean, it's not super sticky. I'm gonna play with it for the day, and I will come back. Gonna do the exact same thing I did with this guy, except I didn't record in I didn't record vertical this time. So, yeah, we're gonna do the same thing we did with this guy. I'm gonna come back later today and have my proper first impressions. So, I will see you guys then.
1 week later.
Alright, this video's gonna suck. So, fuck, walk with me. Walk with me, talk with me. Alright, so I got the thing. Alright, okay. And I was gonna do it yesterday, right? I was gonna do the video yesterday.
You see, funny fucking story, old me. I actually didn't record it when I say I was going to. I said, where? Like right here? Yeah?
And I was gonna do it yesterday.
Yeah, I was gonna do it yesterday. Today is right here. Here, look at this. Look at this. Monday, June 14th, 2021. Man, am I good at finishing videos, aren't I? I'm just so good at finishing videos. I'm so good at this thing. I have to finish 2 other videos that I was gonna finish. Okay, listen. I also have to do a replicant alternative video that I was gonna upload like 5 months ago that I just didn't. We have a replicant comparison video, so maybe you'll see that video at some point. And then I also have to edit the Blade Show video.
No, not you.
And then in other news, I bought the balisong flipping trainer because I want to rip on it, so I bought it just now. So yeah, I mean, whenever I finish videos, I guess that would be cool, yeah? Alright, cool, jump cut to when I actually do the review. Woo. Also, don't ask me if I still have it, because I don't have it anymore. I sold it. I sold the one original, I sold the Fjord clone, I sold the Chimera clone, okay? But they're all good. They're all good. I just don't recommend the Fjord clone, alright? That's it. I'm done rambling here. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
It's finally time to finish this video. My dumbass has been putting it on hold for about a month now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually very happy that I did. Also sorry if there's a lot of background noise. Kind of a child in the house, so, you know, if there's any, like, screaming or anything, I'll just fucking jump cut it in editing. But I'm actually very happy that I didn't rush this video for you guys, due to one major thing. Blade Show. Blade Show allowed me to get a bunch of flippers' opinions, besides my own, on the Chimera clone. And, oh boy, let me tell you, how many people, not going to name names, but just think about it this way, a lot of big flippers who you would not think would agree with the ethics of clones still don't, but will tell you that this is probably the best that you could get for a beginner and for the money. And not only that, but how many people who have owned or own a V1 Chimera and agree that this is essentially 1-to-1. The only difference being the weight and how slippery the aluminum is. But those are things you can get around and, get used to. Now, this thing is the king of price to performance. If you don't care about the ethics of cloning, you just straight up don't give a fuck, this is it. If you do care about ethics of cloning, then get the one original. That's just how it goes at the moment. Those are essentially the two kings of the market right now. The only big discerning factor I would say about this is that if you're not brand new, then this is for you. If you are brand new, let's say a couple of weeks, maybe like 2 months in, get a Kraken. Get a Kraken clone. Or the one original. If you're not semi-experienced, I cannot recommend this at all. It's just not tailored to a newer flipper. And that's just the sad truth of it. But I mean, if you are an experienced flipper, then oh boy, you get to fucking reap the rewards with this thing. God damn. Like, so many people agreed. So many people. It's actually crazy. I thought there was going to be quite a number of people who were like, wow, this is not that good. I had pretty much everyone I handed this to agreed that it's really fucking good for the money. Like, god damn. Like, it sounds pretty close to a V1 Chimera. It sounds pretty close to the original. It feels pretty close to the original. The thickness is about 1-to-1 because we put it right next to a V1 Chimera, right? Even with a V2, they flip pretty similar. It's just the thickness is the difference, because the V2s have thinner G10. So if you really wanted to make this into a V2, take all the fucking liners out, sand them, sand the body screws and the, what's it fucking called? The pivots, right? Sand the body screws and the pivots, and boom, you have a V2 Chimera clone. Like, it's not that hard. But like, this thing is sick. Like, I can't even get over the fact, like, I won't name names because I don't want people to be like, oh shit, they think clones are good, kind of thing, or, oh shit, they think clones are good, what the fuck? Like, I'll just take that all that attention, I don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't matter to me, right? But like, everyone fucking agreed. They pretty much all agreed that it was good. The only thing was, I don't agree with the ethics of clones, which is fine. I'm okay with that. That's an acceptable answer, because you know what? You understood the price to performance and the reason behind why clones are so sought after and so valued in the community. And for that, I'm okay. I just want people to understand the positives of clones, and Blade was very good, especially for this. So, if you won't take my word on it, take the word of a ton of people that were at Blade Show that got to try this thing. Okay? Because it's fucking good, okay? The only real big thing is this. It's very uncomfortable for chaplains and rollovers. So just take a Dremel or some sandpaper, get rid of the horn, because this is annoying, and then bring this swoop, make it a little less aggressive, and have it go to about here, and boom, infinitely more comfortable. I haven't done that to mine, but Wanted to keep it stock for blade, but it's good. And, you know, tolerances on mine are pretty fucking good. Only one of them is slight oversized. So, which, speaking of, we'll just do that again. You have to, like, really shake to get any tap out of it. And I didn't sand these. Again, you saw earlier, it's about the same tolerances. I didn't sand these. These are out of box. You might not get as lucky as me with just straight up perfect tolerances, but I can tell you, even with undersized, you could probably tune this to pretty good tolerances. And even with oversized, it won't give you that much play, and it'll still flip really good. So, just take my word on this. Alright? I just want people to understand that this is not an end-all, be-all kind of clone. No clones are. Every clone has their own specific reason and purpose, except for the 51. So, keep that in mind when you're buying a clone, that each of them have their own reason for existing, right? And each of them have their own role that was given to them by the community. Like rep clones are awful unless you mod them and give them different scales and tune the bushings and shit. And then they're fucking fantastic. They're pretty close to a real rep. Like I've been doing with my rep clone. Like, they're good, okay? The Basilisk clone is essentially just the rep, but infinitely better. So out of box, it's better. The Thai Bass is just a G10 bass that you can beat, and it's better at taking beating. EX10 clone is fantastic mid-range for clone market that you can beat or safe clean, and it'll turn out pretty good. The Chab is pretty much the higher echelon of clones, right? The Kraken is good for the beginners, like the straight-up first buyers kind of thing. The One Original is for people who, you know, want a lower-end beater or something like that, but don't like the ethics of clones. You know, and this is for someone who's a little more experienced in the community, but still is on a budget. And, like, boom, look at that. Every fucking area is filled. It's great. Just don't be a dick and fucking put it as, like, an actual thing, which has happened again recently. I don't know why the fuck. Like, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught. I'll catch you, because I don't fuck with that shit. Don't label a fucking clone as the real thing. You're making everyone look worse. You are making everyone look infinitely worse if you say that a clone is the real thing and you're trying to sell it off as one. You make everyone look worse. And then you wonder, like, why people don't, like, you know, oh, clones are good. And then nobody wants to admit it because, fuck, there are people that try to scam clones as the real thing. So just stop doing that. Sorry, mini rant, but that's just fucking annoying to me. End of the story is, this is really good, but don't get one if you're brand new. Only get one if you're, like, 4 or 5 months in. Alright? Last note before I end this. They also have one where the aluminum is black instead of silver. They have a live blade, a trainer blade version, and you can get the G10 in red or blue. So you have quite a few options. Child is screaming. So I'm not going to cut it. I just can't be fucked. We're done. Okay? This is it. Door. We're done.
Later.